Greetings, delvers of the mysterious, divine, and chaotic. This is the last Warhammer 2 modded one I have recorded, officially. I'm gonna move on to the vampire counts, I do believe, next. Maybe the Blood Knights, something like that. But today, we're playing the Slavers of Zar Narund, I do believe. It is Chaos Dwarves. I want to say, in their purest fucking form. Like, unbelievably so. This is almost insanely accurate to what they came to be in Warhammer 3. I do really enjoy this. I believe there is so much that needs to be taken from this faction to the other factions in Warhammer 3. I believe it should be transferred over. If not, it's unethical. You have your ranged fighting lord, essentially like the custodians or custodes or whatever they're called in Warhammer 3. You have slaves that are orcs or black orcs or goblins, and they have an entire tree. Unbelievably large tree at that. I think total you have orcs, black orcs, goblins, goblin cutthroats, riding goblins, you have goblin assassins, you have goblin scouts, you have just all these different goblins, plus ogres, plus all this stuff. You have all the dread crakes, the doom rockets, everything from Warhammer 3. You have even more of the ranged ones. You have a bunch of, machines, essentially. They aren't exactly the same. There isn't the trains. There isn't a lot of stuff. So I think you should add them in addition. Like, there's the trains and some stuff from Warhammer 3 that definitely aren't here. But the Immortals are a everyday regiment here, which is badass. I fucking love that. And then you have giants. You have the same four-legged beast. You have all the infernal units, like all the Forge of the Infernal, the cow units from their god. It's so badass. This is such a prerequisite to Warhammer 3. I have to assume there was solid inspiration. I don't think there's another answer to, this faction. They had to be inspired in Warhammer 3 by this faction for a lot of reasons. Or at least it could be full well that this faction is very much based off of something in the books. So they aren't actually inspired. It was just already there. But what I'm trying to say is just, this was one of the most insanely fun, insanely, revealing factions for me. I'm like, holy cow, this is why this happens. This is, this is that, blah, blah, blah. But I just think I had a more fun experience playing Chaos Dwarves in Warhammer 3 than I did in Warhammer 2 than I did in Warhammer 3. Probably because I was just jealous. There was units here. There was so many more unit variety here than there is in Warhammer 3. And that's just insane to me. I think every unit that is here that is non-Warhammer 3 needs to be in Warhammer 3, or I will be upset. There needs to be a mod, or there needs to be a official DLC or a free LC with all those. There's just some of these things where I'm like, this isn't like Minecraft. You aren't maintaining something across a bunch of platforms. This is on PC. It's so buggy, and it's just made me a bit grumpy. I know last episode I was literally like, we gotta give CA credit. As you know, it's not CA doing this, it's, Sega, it's executives. I still believe that. But what I'm trying to say here is I'm just a bit grumpy that there's all these, mods that have all these creatures and stuff. I'm like, why don't we have those? Like that, I feel like that'd be so easy. I know it wouldn't be, but I feel like. Here we got our Quarrelers going absolutely insane, and then being backed up by a pretty good gun line, and then we have those solid Chaos Dwarf frontlinemen who just will not die in combat. Now, they don't cut down people insanely quickly, but they will not die. Well, let's finish up this battle real quick. This was a rebellion. We're just trying to secure that initial province. I know I talked my head off. I was a little bit disgruntled. I need to get a rant out. I do think what I said is valid. I think that, every lore accurate creature that was in this, this mod should have been in the DLC or should be in a DLC. I'll leave it at that. We've got the Knights of Calidor, who are kind of our top enemy currently. They're going to cause us a lot of issues. We're going to go ahead and sacrifice slaves. Those are always good to sacrifice, and it helps us rank up our other troops. We're going to go ahead and head for Calidor. Hopefully there's no issues. Oh, hiccup. Lord have mercy. Eshen's also wanting issues with us. They wanted a non-aggression pact, which of course means they want to stab us in the back. They are, Skaven. But either way, we're going to go ahead and grab that. We've got battles to do up here. It's nearly non-stop. We had these rebellions literally every 2 turns. Like, the bonus for quelling a rebellion wasn't... Okay, here. Sorry, I got to talk about this. It's like the 3 tower system. You literally just donate slaves or, reserve, and you level up one of these 3 branches that gives you either magic, economy, or a different kind of unit, and it's badass, dude. Like, it's absolutely so fucking cool. It is literally, it's a much simpler version of what we would see refined in Warhammer 3. I think that's awesome. But like I was about to say, quelling the rebellion didn't even give us enough of a control boost to last more than 1 turn. Like, you see how we quelled that rebellion and then there's one right back? Absolutely crazy. And we've got to get our slaves out here, and we've got to battle this whole thing. It's not going to be hard. It's just a bunch of chaos. It's just the same thing every frickin' time. It's gosh awful. But hey, it's a solid fight. Basically how we do it is we just flood over them as much as possible with as many troops as possible. We're going to go ahead and plow over them. They have a couple monstrous entities, which I actually don't need to target as much, as they'll essentially just crumble under getting attacked by, how do I explain it? They'll crumble under getting attacked by 1 or 2 orc units, just because the orc units can survive 2 or 3 hits from them each, and then, it's 2 or 3 of them smashing on the chaos spawn, essentially, in this scenario. So you can't kill all of them before they're dealing you significant damage and possibly causing crumbling. That's one of the things I like about just big numbered units. I know the slave units here are 120, I guess, which isn't quite as good as what we'd see in Warhammer 3, which is, 250? Crazy. I still want, I think I talked about this before, but, I can talk during these battles. You know my strategy, just overwhelm them with numbers right now. But, in Warhammer 3, if we ever get more Skaven DLC, which I think we'll get maybe one more, not Throg or whatever. My little guy. Thankful. We'll get a Thankful DLC. But, on that topic, I really want a Skaven slave upgrade system. Like, you can upgrade their. I know you can already upgrade them a lot, but I want to, like, invest in the breeding pits so we can have, like, regiments of 250. I want it to be an ocean. I don't like this simplistic, oh, I have 200, 300 Skaven slaves. No. Give me a gosh dang ocean of them. I want to drown people. Oh, it's so freaking cool. It's the imagery you get with Skavens. As we go into this battle, we're just going to overwhelm these guys a lot. They don't have a lot of troops. All their troops are nearly broken, except for like one or two. So it's going to be a pretty easy battle. Outside of that, I'm going to start reading Godric and Felix again. I'd paused on Manslayer for a while. I just got kind of sad. Like, because the next one wasn't out on Audible. So I just got like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to wait if I finish this book. So I guess I'll just never finish it, is what kind of happened. But now the next one came out. So now there's like 3 or 4 in a row I can listen to, which will be badass. I can't wait to, have them live happily ever after, as they will, totally. This is battle after battle in our long march towards victory. And don't worry, this was one of the most fun campaigns I had. And I love getting to show you guys the sped up battles. It's about my favorite thing in the campaign. When I rewatch these episodes, like the older ones that are going up now, I mute my fucking audio because of that goddamn echo, and then I just listen to like scroll through and watch the fights. I'm like, God, I was awful. What the hell? I'm getting better every day. I don't know. I could never do one of those like more Warpstone battles where they battle each other. Those guys are too freaking good. I don't know. People have such insane strategies. We're going up against the Knights of Caledor here. Sieging their final settlement because they decided to move on to attack the Skaven. Really unfortunate of them. I dislike... oh my god, they got a dragon. Holy shit. I think the Lead Belchers could fuck up a dragon, to be honest. They're giant freaking whatever. We gotta get that dragon to fire breathe our guys. Did exactly what I wanted. He landed on our Lead Belchers, so he essentially killed himself. And with an army with this many orcs, that is the only reason we're doing a full-on charge, because they're going to focus the orcs and just fight with them, and it's just going to give us a really easy battle. Our Lord is also just a complete beast. Look at him absolutely shredding those dudes up. Our gunmen just fucking died. Or I think they're called Devastators. And then we have the Immortals there, right by our Lord. They have taken a lot more damage than our normal like Chaos Dwarf Warriors. The reason for that is because they have such a high armor value and stuff that they will get focused if you have weaker stuff in your army. Like, I'm not trying to spoil, but later on I have a lot of them. And dude, they get hard targeted if you're not like they'll get targeted. It's time for us to invest some more slaves. We're not really doing a slave driven economy. Like, we're doing one slave building and one control building in our capitals, but outside of that, we're not really driving our economy with them as much as we could. I'm essentially just using them entirely to invest here. We've already got 4 tiers there. We got one on the right, and it's time to go war with Eshin. They actually went to war with us, I do believe, but then they came into our territory and were just general fools, and we got to do this. This is essentially the definition of how it went down. Just watch this. So we killed one, and then they both retreated, and then we went forward. They retreated again. We went forward. We killed one. Oh my gosh, this is crazy, dude. And then they weren't able to retreat a second time. I almost said they retreated. And yeah, and then we rotated around the mountain and took their settlement. Like, that was our... We were at a standstill for a couple turns while, just recovery. Because they just kept coming into my territory attacking, and I'd kill their army, and then by the next turn they had a new one. Classic Skaven shenanigans. We've got our two more ogres. I think they're the ogre cutthroats or the ogre... whatever they are, the ones with the giant two-handed swords. Absolutely badass. We're going to charge in here. More Eshin. They happen to have rat ogres who are actually going to deal some damage and fight pretty decently, so we got to be careful about this. We've got these two settlements right now. I tried to set up an ambush to hopefully, save one of our settlements, because after we defeated that little rebellion, they couldn't come back next turn. They went to go take our settlement, which absolutely sucks, but they actually just raised it to doing, they actually raised it. They didn't build a city there. Then they attacked our settlement there. And by the time we went down here to go take our settlement, there was another Eshin army coming with Deathmaster again, even though he just died the last turn. And then he came to attack us. I'm like, yay, we can finally push into that city. And no, they took the city, which sucks. So we came up to, wipe them off the fucking map. All we have to do now is push this advantage. I know we're going to lose some troops. We really only lose one I'll be upset about here. But we already got another immortal, so it's like, okay. And the ogre bulls, whatever the fuck they're called, they don't really matter. They're, they're re-recruitable from the ogre camps, which will show up when we clear other settlements. So that's really not an issue. We got even more slaves from that, so we can reinvest those. We've already completed one tower, which unlocked a legendary lord. And then we've got 2 more towers, which will unlock 2 more legendary lords. Which essentially is just... so we have full, wait. A mod added 4 legendary lords. Gosh. Gee willikers, that's a little bit strange, is all I'm going to say. A little bit strange, a little bit odd. Strange even, odd even. Who knows? We've got another rebellion. It's always chaos. This entire land down here on this little right side of the mouth of the map. I forget what it's called. I want to say like Nobler country or whatever. The entire thing is chaos territory. So yeah, it makes sense that this part of the land's fucked. Then we've got Eshin coming from their last settlement to the north. Then they're forcing, they're fighting a full slave army that has upkeep reduced by like 75%. So it's really not an issue for me to, hunt them down and brutally kill them. So we're going to go ahead, attack them, and then we can re-recruit before they can even, contest it. They, raided, re-recruit a little bit, didn't matter to us. We ended up going up there. We would have lost too heavily. So we end up retreating. Then they're probably going to come on down to try to attack us real quick. Yeah, they came on down to our border. I'm going to pop a save real quick. Oh my gosh, we're only saving every 7 fucking turns. That is not smart. I saw that save thing. I'm wondering how many times. No, because this was only 2 videos. I guess this clan, it's an OVN faction, so they're pretty damn stable. Like, the Araby one only crashed because we got so late game. I think because we were fighting other modded factions. Because it would crash in battle, not outside battle, so I'd save before a battle. Then we're going to come on here, take our second settlement here. That's going to be pretty easy. I think I went over the fact that we went toward these guys. But we're going to go ahead and take this settlement. You can see our army now. We have a bunch of Infernals who are just like the mid-game military for these guys, which is pretty freaking good. We go here, and then, I'm Chaos, but I am Dwarves. So we came here, we took the final settlement, securing our territory, right? secure, it's ours, we're good. And then let me show you. We try to go to peace. Of course we do. I'm like, hey, peace treaty. They're like, no. I'm like, peace treaty yet again. Come on, buddy. I'll even offer you. No, never mind. I'm a frugal man. I'm going to go down there. I'm going to sail down here. I'm going to go ahead and hit the shipwreck just to get a bit more money to throw in your fucking face, right? And then I'm going to come take your final settlement just to fuck you over. It's exactly what I did. We took attrition down here because it's Lustria, so I had to go ahead and just, like, pop fucking, what do you call it? Oh, my lord. I do pop under, like, the underway all the time, pillage their settlement, and then we came back in to just claim their final settlement just to fuck them over. We're going to go ahead and claim it because we were taking attrition. We couldn't heal very well, so I had to have some sort of a settlement to hold on to. So we went ahead and did that, and then the second we left the settlement, the rebellion came in, took it back. I mean, totally fair, totally justified. They wanted their settlement back. And then we went for this admiral guy who was sailing around and just pissing me the fuck off at this point. And I mean the fact he was operating with like a 1-unit army didn't exactly put him in the best circumstance. That's all I'm saying. I ain't throwing shade. We're back up here. The Chaos came. We are Chaos aligned, so they were not at war with us. Nor would they ever go to war with us. I do believe we actually had a very innate, like, alliance with them. I want to say non-aggression pact plus trade agreement. So it's something to keep our relationship above board. And then we came on down here. We went up against the... Oh, what's his name? Oh, Nagash. He's pretty big and pretty scary, but we were getting up to our late game army. We weren't quite at like our latest representation of a late game army. We had a lot of troops I didn't want, but I wanted to claim these settlements just to get another province under my belt before I got another legendary lord under my belt, just because, you know, affordability and the like. Another province could give me another 1,000, 2,000, even like 3,000 income. So having something like that to absolutely just kind of cushion the impact of another lord is what I wanted to do. We had this going, which is pretty freaking cool. We had just this little simple checkerboard with a lot of these infernal guards who are just, you know, they're better in every way, unfortunately, than the lords. We also had this mage. I want to go over him. This is pretty cool. He had a thing. They are limited time heroes. You don't get them forever. Because in swearing to their lord or whatever, they slowly is turned to stone. It was pretty freaking cool. Like, eventually, at this point, he already had an ability that he was moving at like 25% rate. I'm like, that's pretty crazy, dude. Like, what the heck? What are we doing here? Oh, we summoned the wyvern? That's pretty damn cool. We're just going to let him take care of that then. Then we have all of our troops that are just going to beat the absolute shit out of everything. We're going to make sure to get our flying troops up on top of things. We're going to make sure we aren't getting flanked too hard. The army here is going to be pretty fun to see when I play it, because I'm not exactly sure, you know, what I'll be able to derive from the army, but I'll probably be able to do something a little bit better than these AI armies. I'm just going to have to look at his like his units and his roster before I make a choice. But we're not too many weeks away from it. I personally, me IRL, are about to take a break from recording from editing Warhammer content, because this was the last one, and I have a stockpile of other content. Like, you know, weeks ahead, months ahead, I record content to make sure I'm not cop anything, and that's just anxiety, OCD, whatever. But point being, I want to get some Project Zomboid record because I only have like 4 or 5 weeks ahead of that, and I want to get up to like 20, 30. Not exactly, like 15 plus, just something. Let's go back here, attack their final settlement. It doesn't decay because it's a building, not a leadership thing. Then we're going to go ahead, get out of that. Yeah, we didn't lose any troops. And then we're going to go for their second settlement, which will probably be just as hard of a battle as that one. Like, it was pretty damn intense. So let's go ahead, take the settlement, subjugate and enslave, and then head down here. We could sacrifice all of our infernal guards, which, yeah, pretty fucking good. Something I might want to do. But also, like, come on, man. I need those a little bit. Like, somewhere inside of me, I need those freaking infernal guards, to hand off to the other legendary lord, which I'm actually about to get and trade all these units to I don't want. He buffs infernal guards. So it's like, you just gotta make a choice to yourself on what you're gonna do. I also really like this formation I was doing, because with these fireglaves off to the sides, like it's like this forward thing, and then if they attack your flanks, which they would attack the flanks in front of the fireglaves, and then the fireglaves, attack them. None of them really went around the formation. Even if they did, I had those flying units who are absolutely just kind of insane. I don't know. I know both of those, or at least one of those, is in Warhammer 3. Oh, that's so sad to say. I hate having to say, like, oh, I know one of those are in Warhammer 3. It's like, come on. I can't be salty about it. I really can't. We're going to send the Wyvern in. He's going to fight pretty damn hard. Yeah. Then, hopefully, that made them all come forward, which is exactly what I wanted from that. The Wyvern's fleeing, doesn't really matter. We're going to send him down into fighting somebody. And then he broke. So we're left with our original 20 units. All these, big bone guard motherfuckers are coming in to fight us. It's not going to be a hard fight. We're really just going to clash against them. We have some pretty solid buffs. We just did a entire armor buff, and then we're going to do the rain of, meteor rain, which is an absolutely beastly spell. Like, that will eat through anyone's health, anyone's anything. But turned kind of into an all-out brawl, which is unfortunate because our units don't crumble, and they're, they have solid armor on, like, a bunch of rusty bones. I mean, yeah, the Bone Reapers, the Oligarch Bone Reapers or whatever from Age of Sigmar are here, so they kind of kick some fucking ass. Or at least I recognize them from Age of Sigmar. They aren't necessarily from Age of Sigmar. That's just where I find recognition. I had a moment there. Holy cow. I think you guys just heard me actively forget words. What the fuck just happened? I'm not even... that's where I recognize them from. There's not another word for recognize. Why did I just tried to make a new neural pathway and my brain just shut the fuck down. Holy shit. Let's finish this shit up. Holy fuck, my chair was loud. Sat back a little bit too hard. My bad, gamers. Y'all know how it is. It's this late in the video. You aren't gonna click off because I sat back too hard. If you did, you're a nerd. Yep, insulting my fans. I don't have any fans. My fucking viewers. What am I on about? Dude, the only way for me to get fans is to join a Minecraft SMP and get shipped with people. The professional way. Here's our final army. Yeah, it's kind of beastly. Look at all that. We've got a hell cannon. We've got 2 dreadcake mortars. We've got a whole lot of fun in a small package. He wants peace with us. We're actually a higher rank than him, and we're not at ton of wars, which is really optimal. It's keeping, out of wars, keeping our nose out of trouble. Kind of a ideal scenario. We're going to go ahead, declare war on Grimgor Ironhide and all of his friends, counteracting exactly what I just said. But this is just to end to end the campaign. So at this point, we've secured land. We nearly just lost that guy. He dealt good damage. We're going to go ahead and claim the settlement. Heal like 30% of our freaking health just from claiming that settlement. We're going to go up here. It's going to do the exact same. It's going to max out our health. Look at this. Go ahead and do this. And that's essentially, we are maxed out. We came on up here. Auto-resolve this. We're just plowing through their land. They really aren't going to get a good rush on us. It was actually going to be a pretty easy time. Then we're going to go ahead, go down here, clear this rebellion. Just boom, auto-resolve. And then we should take that option to heal up to be ready for the last battle. Then we're going to go ahead and go here. Auto-resolve would have lost us a unit, and it's against, a legendary lord. So it is a fitting way to end the campaign. We're going to go ahead and set up our lines for the final time. This is beautiful. This is how we're ending the campaign. We've still got Devastators, the units we started this campaign with. Absolutely awesome that we have those at the very end. Then we're going to set up our flanks. And then we're going to set up our fire lances. We found our final formation for this faction. And wow, look at that. Trains. Yeah, no, I think I was full of shit, to be honest. And then we've got over 3 monstrous units. Feel like that's a bit more than what we had otherwise. That's pretty crazy. And look at this. Heat-seeking fucking missiles. That's pretty badass. Look at this. And Dreadcake Mortar just, like, stomps on people. Phew. Oh my gosh. The Troll Torpedoes also just stomp on people. We just ended whatever that was. They've got a giant out there, so we've really got to send our own giant and our own stuff out there. So we sent them out there to clash. We've got one as an armored colossus, one as a giant. This is absolutely badass. Our immortals are fighting really freaking hard. 8 doesn't matter how strong your immortal is if there's 8 freaking orcs attacking them at once. But our immortal still came out of it unscathed, essentially. Like, oh no, they took a bit of damage. Wow. They fought long and hard, and that ended our campaign. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day or wherever you're watching this. Hope you guys come back for more. If not, I hope you enjoyed your time here. I hope to see you guys again next time. If not, that's okay. Positive affirmations. I'm sorry for being so negative. CA, GM, Games Workshop, all you. I love you guys. You guys are like my dream fucking... if I were to talk about something my entire life, I'd talk about you guys. It's just because I'm so focused on them. And, they're at the forefront. I dream about fucking Warhammer. So that's why I'm so passionate. I love, the setting. And I want to apologize for being negative. I want to say thank you guys for watching. If you're hearing this, it means the fucking world to me. I can never thank you guys enough for, watching, giving me your